Hi everyone, it's me Lisa, and today I'm bringing you a video that I'm very excited about. I will be reviewing my experience participating in a physical writing retreat. So if you are interested in this, stick around, subscribe to the channel, and let's get on with the video. So, writing retreat. Why did I do it? Where did I do it? All of those are very valid questions. I did it because I am employed at the moment in the education incubator at the University of Exeter, and that allowed me to go to the writing retreat as a worker. I had to work as well as participate to the writing retreat, and I did work, which meant that I did take pictures and I also filmed some videos. So it was not only fun and games, but I really love taking pictures, I love filming videos, so for me that was okay. And so I went there first day at 8:30, but they showed up a bit later, so I started working from there onwards. And then I left in the evening after 12 hours of staying at the writing retreat. That was exhausting, very much exhausting, and we will get into the specificities of the writing retreat afterwards. And then I did it the day after. I did 23rd, 24th of June, and that was a bit better, but still I was really exhausted. So what did the writing retreat entail? It was a nice time where we went there was food, and there was the opportunity to do writing sprints with all of the other guests of the writing retreat. And there was a host, someone regulating the space, and he was called Lewis, and he regulated the space, setting up the times and declaring when the writing sprint started, when the writing sprint was gonna end, and kind of asking questions about how we were finding the writing retreat. It was a lot, and it was interesting and nice. And the writing retreat in itself, like the writing sprints, the morning, being the person that I am, was okay. I liked the morning, it was really productive. I ended up writing a lot and doing a lot of things, and I was really happy about it. On the other hand, the afternoon had some issues for me, because we did writing sprints that lasted 1 hour and a half, and 1 hour and a half of writing sprint is a lot to remain concentrated and keep working on a project without a pause, and having to do it because everyone else around you is doing it, is writing. So there was some kind of interesting and good peer pressure in the term that we all sat down and wrote together. So if there was slacking involved, we were still sitting down and trying to concentrate and complete projects. But at the same time, at the end of the first day, I really thought that that went a bit too far. I was exhausted, and the final hours of that, at least the final half an hour, was not productive at all. I was slacking, I was doing something else, and I really didn't feel like keeping it up. I really wanted to just take a break and not do it, but I couldn't. So that was a bit of a bummer for me, because I thought that the writing sprints were a bit too long. I would have preferred them to be maybe a bit shorter. Up to an hour, I think it's okay, but I think that if we had done 45-minute sprints, they could have been a bit more productive, because we would have had some kind of time pressure, whereas in 1 hour and a half, I think it feels a lot. So that one wasn't the greatest for me. But there were aspects of the writing retreat that I truly loved. For example, the kitchen of the place was the hall, and Belle's Kitchen is the one cooking at the hall, and this is obviously not sponsored, but that was great. Belle's Kitchen was cooking for us, and it was really good in terms of what she cooked and how appetizing that was. Having the food there was great, and I'm not sure if other people that are signed up for the writing retreat have to pay, but I doubt it. And so it was all of the writing retreat funded by the education incubator, which meant it was for free, and it was quality food and a very nice venue because it was big and it was airy, very nice as an overall as a venue. So I really said that was a plus for me, definitely. But on the other hand, as I told you, staying up all those hours without significant break, it was a bit of a bummer. And also the place was a bit distant from the city center, meaning that yes, it was city center, but it was kind of in a corner of it, and so we had longer breaks, but I felt that I couldn't use those breaks to go out and actually do productive things outside of it. I kind of felt that I wanted to stay indoor and not really go out, also because the weather was not that great and it started raining, so it wasn't worth it. And so England, you know, that's always the problem, it rains, and so that kind of makes staying inside preferable to being outside. Also the fact that the people were all academics for me was okay, but not the greatest because I couldn't relate to any of them. I was the youngest one in there, and yes, I was working, but my other colleague Priyanka should have come, but there were train strikes, so it was a bit of a bum that I was alone, because I felt really alone. Even though I met my manager Carrie, she was older than me like everyone else in there, and so I felt that that was not ideal. I really felt a bit isolated and that I couldn't really speak with anyone because everyone was older and wanted to talk about work and education, and I sincerely didn't want to talk about those things. So that made me feel a bit alone in that place. So I think that that is something that someone might consider. So the fact that age range might be an issue if you go to a writing retreat, because it's a nice time to relax and be productive, but at the same time, if you are the only one that is particularly young or particularly old in a writing retreat where the age range is like 40s, 50s, I think that maybe you're not going to enjoy yourself that much, because people of your same age are not going to be there, or of an age that surrounds how old you are. So that I didn't like as much. As other things about the writing retreat, I think that overall I would recommend it as an experience if you need time for yourself, but at the same time cannot stop working. I think it can be very productive as an overall, unless you have to do a specific amount of hours during the day that I think you won't be able to reach in the writing retreat. But at the same time, if you have a more flexible work, I think that you really would enjoy that experience and it would make you be productive. But I have experienced other kinds of writing retreat. For example, Abby Emmons has been doing a virtual writing retreat on YouTube alongside the writing retreat that I did, and that is an online writing retreat where everyone comes together in a live stream and writes, and I feel that that is more my kind of thing, because even though it's 1 hour and a half and I could schedule more than one in a day, it's a shorter burst of productivity because it's 25 minutes and then pause. And you could think 25 minutes is not that much, but actually in 25 minutes there's a lot that someone can do, and having this small time pressure I think suits me better, because I know that I have just that amount of time and then the break is gonna be up, and so I will take a break as well, and I wouldn't want to be working during the break, so it forces me to be more efficient in those 25 minutes. I also personally think that having a bit of element of familiarity helps me with the virtual writing retreat, because I'm a bit familiar with the creator, I know her, and I am enjoying it also because she is there. So I would say that going to a writing retreat is a good opportunity to meet new people, but as well as a good opportunity to bond with people that you know. So I would say that if you can, going to a writing retreat with someone you know would help you feel less estranged and less lonely in that setting, because you already know someone. It's not as hard as having to come to know everyone during the writing retreat, which can be challenging. And let's be honest, if you are someone that finds difficulty, like I do, opening up and sharing and doing other things in community, I think that it could be a challenge for you and something that would be difficult to overcome. So you should try to do one and try to see if you are suitable for it, but at the same time I think that going to an in-person writing retreat could be beneficial, but as I said, you would have to check for who's there, what they're doing, and I would try to look at what you specifically need from it, if it's productivity or relaxation, because if you want a writing retreat where you can also relax, I would do it in a beautiful place, and they can also be very expensive. I've checked to possibilities of writing retreats to do them in the future, and they are expensive. Like, to go to a writing retreat for I think 1 day or 2 days is £500 or something like that. So I think that is a commitment, and you should do it as a commitment to yourself to feel better and to take time for yourself, not to just dive down into work. It should be also a commitment to just relax and take those days to think about yourself and not only work related things. So I really hope that this helped you, and if you wanna try a writing retreat in the future, tell me in the comments below and tell me if you went to a writing retreat and can relate to any of the feedback or have more feedback down in the comments. Subscribe to the channel and we will see each other in the next one. Bye guys!